Friends, a very warm welcome to you in today's live session. I hope that for a little while, the opportunity we have today, by connecting with each other, we will spend some time together through some conversations, discussions, and exchanges of ideas, talking about certain things that will help us so that in the coming week, in the time ahead, we can spend our days more productively and in the right direction for ourselves. Secondly, first of all, thank you very much to all of you today. To everyone who is joining this live session right now, I am very grateful to you for taking out your time. Friends, for today's live session, we had chosen a small topic. It is connected to the previous topic, mouth in love, which is a very big and very beautiful question that all of you have raised. Some time ago, someone asked whether there is any difference between love and attachment. Is there any distinction? And do we truly love or are we simply attached? Is what we feel for someone in our family or in our life really love, or is it just attachment? Is there somewhere in that a kind of bondage that because of which we want to control things according to our own wishes? Then that was a very beautiful question everyone asked, and we did our last live session on it. If you haven't seen that live or for some reason couldn't listen to it, do make sure to watch it because today's live session is actually a second part of that same live. Love. How should one love, and how important is self love? That is a person's love for themselves. If someone is loving themselves or trying to improve themselves, is that selfishness? Would that be called selfishness? Would it be said that people say you are very selfish, you only think about yourself? So today we will discuss this topic. All of you, please join in. Be sure to share your thoughts and comments. If you are experiencing similar things in your life, share them with me through the comments so that we can address those as well. Friends, before we move forward, let's take this question. This question today is from Vanch. He says that making others happy, giving time to others, being afraid that others might feel bad, not being able to say no to others, are these things really making us happy or are we slowly drifting away from ourselves? Friends, as you all must have felt, we all try in different ways in life to do good. In every way, our effort is always to see how we can take our life in the right direction. And even after doing so much, you will see in many places that in our lives, there are certain things that come between us and others, or between us and any relationship in the world, that act as obstacles. Whenever you think about yourself, that is often viewed in a very negative way. Is it true that whatever happens in our lives or whatever will happen, we can only do it if we think about others? Today, we will discuss this small topic, and I hope that all of you will enjoy today's live conversation because through this live session, friends, we will try to understand how can you truly love? Friends, a question was asked of me a few days ago, and today that sister has asked the same question again. I will take up that question once more. She says, how can I end the conflict going on in my mind? Do we truly love, or is our love somewhere due to the stress of many mutual things turning into attachment? We want things not to change, to keep going according to us. Friends, self love. If every person loves themselves, what does that mean? Self means you yourself. And when I say yourself, it doesn't mean that you only think about your material needs. I am not saying that you should just wish for a nice house, lots of money, or a big job. I am a family person, I have parents. But still, if I only care about myself and remain focused only on my own needs, that is not what self love means, friends. Self love does not mean that you only care about your own needs, that you completely neglect, avoid, or disrespect the lives around you, your society, or your loved ones, or insult them in any way. That is not the meaning of self love. Self love means that you make yourself worthy, that you guide yourself in such a direction. You should first give yourself the time to acquire those things that will enable you to do more for others, that will organize you completely. One of the main problems you may have noticed, friends, is that often we are among many people, but our attention, our focus is not on them. The most beautiful thing you can give someone is your attention. If you can give them your focus, even when you meet many people. And if you spend all your time immersed in your phone, always absorbed in your own needs, and the person in front of you tries to talk to you, but you don't make eye contact, you don't talk to them, and when they say something, you don't listen to them at that moment. If you can't give them your attention, if you can't focus on them, if you can't offer them your concentration. Friends, the answer is that some people say they are in love, but at the same time, they are constantly distracted by so many different things. So even after doing so much, no matter how many times you say, I love you or I care about you, in reality, you are entangled in your own matters. You are both present with them and not present at the same time. You are listening to them and yet not really listening. You know many of the things they say in front of you, and at the same time, you don't really know them. Friends, this happens when you have not become complete within yourself. You haven't given yourself time first. And self love is not selfishness. Self love is a necessity. Think of it this way: if a teacher goes to your school and hasn't learned the subject themselves, if you go to study physics or chemistry, math, English, any subject, and the teacher doesn't know English themselves, how can they teach you English? Whatever they do with you, no matter how much time, attention, or knowledge they give you, all of it will be incomplete. This is because they themselves have not yet spent nearly enough time or effort acquiring that essential thing, truly knowing oneself, and deeply understanding their own inner fears, constant anxieties, and deep seated worries. For a long time, many wrong things happened inside, and due to circumstances, situations, and environment, you missed out on many things, which caused you to be suppressed, often not accepting those things as what life is about. It leaves you feeling empty inside in your life. And if you are empty from within, no matter how much you tell someone big things, give great advice, or say wonderful things, if those things have no impact, then all that conversation, all that knowledge, all that connection, none of it can truly be successful for you. So, friends, to understand love, and love has been considered great in every field of the world. Look, if you want to achieve anything through love, let me tell you something beautiful, friends. Just look at your child. If a little child is born in your home, when you see the face of that child, whether they are 2 or 3 years old or just 2 or 3 months old, when that child smiles, then a sense of joy will arise within you. Do you know what the connection is between that joy and the child's smile? That beautiful, that wonderfully natural way of showing happiness or simply being happy. This sense of connection, that this is mine, that this is a part of my life, and by connecting with it without saying anything, without hearing anything, you suddenly experience immense joy, immense bliss. This bliss is happiness. Many times in your life, this experience goes beyond your reasoning, your arguments, your knowledge, your understanding, your intellect. No matter how much you try to comprehend it with anything, this experience is far beyond all of that. Love makes every single aspect in your life beautiful. If you deeply and truly love something, then you will find a way to make it flourish. Would not want to harm or spoil that thing. Friends, let me ask you a question. If you see a child smile, one that brings you great joy, happiness, and love, would you ever want to make that child cry? Would you want to hurt or punish them so that this happiness ends? God has scattered so many beauties throughout nature. There are beautiful forests, flowers, and birds. Would you want to destroy them just because you find them beautiful? What about the family you live in, where your parents are your elders, your wife, the relationships you are in, your children? Would you want to hurt any of them just because you love them? In love, a person never wants to take anything away from someone else. Friends, let me take a question from our audience. Someone has shared something with us in the comments. We try to keep others happy, give them our time, or avoid making them feel bad. And because of this, we are unable to make time for ourselves. Friends, I am coming to this very topic now. Giving time to others should not be your compulsion. Keeping others happy should not be your compulsion. Living according to others, making efforts just to keep others happy, this should not be your compulsion. When you are in love, people will start being happy with who you truly are. If you think that, what expectations do people have from you? What are they expecting? Parents expect their child to study well, to write well, to get good marks. And if the child does not study or write or does not get good marks, then whatever he is doing in his life is considered useless, worthless. Friends, whether it's this way of thinking or a husband and wife having expectations from each other that if the other behaves according to them, life will be good. Whether it's in school or in any other relationship, whenever we have expectations from someone, those expectations are based on some hope. You don't want to give that person freedom. The life that God has given us, He gave it because let us examine this life and see what it holds for us, how we will move forward in this life, what all we can do, and how far we are meant to go. When a human life is strictly confined within narrow boundaries and is not granted the essential freedom to move forward towards exciting new things, in that situation, it is not called love, it is called attachment. Every person will try to bind things for the results they desire. You want the person in front of you not to live differently from you, so you try to bind them to your own way. Is this really love, friends? We expect this kind of love from others only because we are empty inside. That's why today's second topic is very important: self love. First, make yourself complete. First, for yourself or for your own self, even more. To satisfy yourself, to attain the sense of peace within you, you need to remove the emptiness from your life. And to do that, you must first focus on yourself. If you are not happy, if you are not in bliss, then you will not be able to bring joy to anyone else in the world, whether you are a mother, father, brother, husband, wife, son, or father. If you yourself are not happy in your own life, then no matter who is around you, they will not be able to be happy with you. Friends, let's take a question. Whatever thoughts are reaching you, and self love is a very, very, very important topic, I want all of you to consider this subject. Don't just treat it as a topic, don't consider it just a small thing, but reflect on it deeply. If you can't take out even 10 minutes for yourself out of 24 hours, many people will say that they spend all their time on themselves. They look at their phones, sit in front of the TV, sleep, relax, eat, and drink good food for themselves. Friends, none of these things are self love. This could be self care. You are doing many things to give your body rest. If your body needs rest, you prefer to sleep. If your body needs good or healthy food, you arrange for it. If you want to laugh or you try to experience joy, then you watch TV. Or you considered it appropriate to spend your time with your phone. But is this self love? Understand the difference between self love and self care. Arranging comforts for yourself is self care. Self love is first understanding yourself. When you understand yourself, you will understand many things. Friends, let's come to this topic right now. I'm seeing a question on the screen. It's from Ridula G. She says, how can we relate self love with spirituality, and how is it beneficial with a spiritual group? Very beautiful question. Very beautiful question. Mridula G is asking, what does self love have to do with spirituality? Self love is fine, but what does it have to do with spirituality, and how will it help in spiritual growth? Friends, the concept of self love that you have heard about, the very first word in it is self. Self means soi, that is I. When you try to know yourself, two things will come before you. Very beautiful. Situations will arise. The very first situation that will arise is that you will first connect with your body. You will feel that self means the body. And when you look for answers in the body, you will realize that the needs of the body are different. The body needs good food, good arrangements, comfort. It needs to socialize with good people. But self has another meaning, swa. Swa means the inner self. That is what is inside me, the feelings, emotions, mind, soul within the body. What are these doing? When you spend time with yourself, that is, with your inner self, you realize that you have many such worries, fears, anxieties, nervousness, many such old things. You have locked yourself away from life because of bitter experiences, and as a result, you make decisions accordingly. If you meet someone, if you talk to someone, if you spend time with someone, all these things are influenced by that fear. That worry, that anxiety, whatever is filled inside you is what leads to these outcomes. If you have come to know yourself, the very first and most important aspect of self love is total acceptance of who you are. Accepting who you are at this very moment. Maybe you are not very good. Maybe you are not very organized. Maybe you want to wake up early in the morning, but you are unable to. Maybe you wish to take good care of your body. I want to take care of my mind, but I am unable to do so. You feel stuck, entangled. You get influenced by others very easily. When many people make comments about you or have certain thoughts or opinions about you, you start worrying and overthinking about it a lot. All these things can happen to you. If this is the case and you are feeling this way, the first thing is total acceptance. Yes, these are the things I am experiencing right now. I am living with these things. I don't like it. I want to change these things. I want to overcome them. If I don't overcome them, if I don't move past these things, if I don't fix my flaws, shortcomings, and problems, then I won't be able to move forward. If you don't accept this, friends, if your perception is that I am very rich, but deep down your inner self is saying, I'm not happy. Whatever I'm doing feels incomplete. It doesn't feel right. There's nothing I'm doing that brings me joy. Then, friends, you will find yourself sitting in one place but looking in two different directions. On the outside, your life, your hustle, job, money, house, everything seems to be going well, but inside, you're not happy. You, as one person, are experiencing two completely different emotions at the same time. On one hand, you have plenty of comforts, but on the other, you don't feel fulfilled from within. Self love first shows you total acceptance. That if you want to understand love, you must first accept yourself as you are. And along with that, start looking at those things like wanting to change your job. If you want to change the fact that you wake up every morning and give yourself a little time, then that is up to you. A very big requirement for fulfilling that self love, the greatest need to attain love, is that you must first be with yourself. Become whole with yourself, become one with your wild nature. So, friends, there is another small related topic that I want to discuss with you today, and that is that many times people try to please others. They live a showy life. That is why today's the title is Stop Pleasing Others, Self Love, Start Loving Yourself. If you look at it in the true sense, in our society, many people act socially just because of what will people say. This thought of what will people say, because of this, you are suffering a lot in your mind. You are in a lot of pain. You are going through many problems because of people. You hope that people only say good things about you, that whatever they say is positive. Many times we do not want to accept our reality, our truth. Friends, if you do not live with your truth in your life, if you always think that your life should be the way that makes others happy or pleased, then you will always have to go through a lot of confusion in your life. And I want to tell you one thing, that life is very beautiful and is given to us for a very short time. You won't even realize when this beautiful time of your life will quickly come to an end. In India at this time, the average lifespan of a person is usually between 50 and 60 years. Are you aware of this? Every person who is looking at life, and if he has reached the age of 40 and at this stage he thinks that he is invincible, immortal, that his end will never come, he is living in a great illusion. And he keeps postponing his own life, thinking that he should do everything in life to please others, even if he doesn't like it himself. Friends, you are going to face a lot of suffering. Friends, there's another question appearing on our screen. You start doubting yourself. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm the one who's wrong. How do you deal with all this? Friends, if you feel that in doing anything or in any situation or environment, it's your fault, don't worry. Things going wrong is not wrong. If you've done something and you feel that what you did was wrong, I'm not saying you should sugarcoat things with yourself or tell yourself, no, I didn't make any mistake. If you feel that what you did was wrong, then accept that thing with a lot of patience. Maybe you did something that others didn't like, and in that situation or environment, it might seem wrong, and you felt, yes, I shouldn't have done this, or what I did here will be considered wrong. Accept it. After accepting it, see whether, even if what I did wasn't wrong, maybe I did it at the wrong time, in front of the wrong people, or people perceived it in the wrong way. My dear friends, I truly believe that you simply cannot share absolutely everything with every person you meet. The great soul sages and monks have said this a long time ago. It is said, do not display a diamond where there are vegetable vendors. Do you know what a kunjda is? The word kunjda refers to those people who are irritable, who always look for faults in everything, and whenever something is told or revealed to them, the first thing they notice is what's wrong with it. So it is also your responsibility to know whether every person is worthy of your thoughts, your words, your valuable thought process or not. Do not avoid this. Friends, I often believe that every person in the world is very special. If you look at it sometimes, and if I tell you that you're going to buy vegetables, whatever vegetables you find at the shop are still vegetables. They are all made up of the same elements. If some turn out to be bad or good, what difference does it make? But your discerning eye, your ability to judge things, is very special. You look at the vegetables and immediately recognize which ones you shouldn't take because they're bad and which ones you should take. You see the good in them, the benefit in them. Haven't you often seen your mothers, sisters, or brothers carefully selecting and choosing things? Making choices is our habit. We pick the good things, we set aside the bad things. If you haven't started doing the same with people, with humans, with companions, with relationships, and do this very politely, then every person who helps you move forward, spend more time with those people. Anyone who listens to you, who listens to your good qualities, your words, your various things, and then finds faults in them, spend as little time as possible with such people. You will have to make this choice. If you share a good thought with someone who, upon hearing it, immediately starts finding faults in it, either in front of you or behind your back, then you need to make an effort to avoid such things. Friends, let's get back to our topic. For us, self acceptance is very important. Total acceptance is necessary if you want to receive love. If you want to love, you don't want to keep someone under pressure, and you don't constantly try to keep someone completely under your control. Then you should first adopt acceptance in your life. When you reach self acceptance, acceptance gives rise to esteem, that is pride. If you love someone, and in love, if you first accept yourself, then you will start to feel proud of yourself. Pride means, yes, okay, I made a mistake, I will correct it, I did this thing well. I am proud of myself that at least I made this kind of effort. At least I made an effort. Before today, I wasn't doing this, but now I did it. And you will start to feel proud of yourself. And this sense of pride will start bringing you closer to true love in your life. Friends, let's take 2 or 3 questions that people have shared with us. You all are sharing such wonderful questions with us. Thank you so much, because unless we connect with each other and help one another, we won't find the right way to move forward in life. One question that someone shared with me was, does self love mean becoming selfish? Is that really true, friends? The main topic of my talk today is that self love, that is, giving yourself time or working to improve yourself, is never considered selfish. However, the word selfish itself does not have a negative meaning. In our Hindu, our Indian tradition, the word swath is explained by scholars as Swa meaning self. Arth means value, to know your own value. So if you are aware of your own value, this is the most beautiful thing in the world. If you are in a family, if you are a father and you know your own value, what is my value? How did I get here? What have I done to build this family? What have I done to raise my children? Then what will you do? You will want to give your child every good thing. You will give that child the freedom to experience life so that they can learn from their own mistakes. They the create their own life experiences. They shouldn't walk through life relying on your crutches. They should learn to walk on their own in life. When they look back, you as a father should be standing there like a mentor so that they know that, yes, if I fall, there is someone who will help me. This means that you have understood your own self worth and have been able to convey it to them. Self love, that is, love for oneself, is the most fundamental link among all the loves you have for society, for the world, for everyone. Let's take another question. In self love, can we improve our shortcomings? Is it necessary to prioritize self love? Isn't this selfishness? That's the same question as before, right? This question was asked by someone named Right Path. Self love teaches you first and foremost to accept who you are in your life. And when you look within yourself, you will notice some things that appear to be mistakes, but perhaps they are not mistakes at all. You will see some things that seem incomplete, not fully realized. There will be things you feel you should have done, but didn't. You wanted to remain calm, to live in happiness and love. All these things will become clear to you with awareness, that is, with full consciousness throughout your life. So, friends, try to understand this. Love for spirituality, for life, and for every relationship in the world is the first fundamental link. And to truly know love, self love, that is paying attention to yourself, is very powerful. If I tell you, friends, just a few days ago, I met someone and they said something very beautiful. They were husband and wife. And for a few days, the husband had to go out for work. When he was about to leave, his wife asked, What do you want me to do in your absence? He replied, Yeah, take care of yourself for me, and I will take care of myself for you. This is my gift to you. You for me. I am spending my life with you. So, for my sake, take care of yourself in every way, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and become strong. Move forward in your life. Become this person. If you do this, you have truly given me a gift. This is the gift I will give you as well. So, friends, whenever we try to make ourselves a strong person, a truly convinced and satisfied person in life, our self reflection will be to move towards contentment, happiness, and peace. So, this is the beginning of everything in this world. This is the beginning of spirituality. This is the beginning of any resolution in life. This is the beginning of fulfilling any responsibility between you and me in life, friends. The beginning of a true sense of duty. This is never about selfishness. And if you truly understand the meaning of the word selfishness, if I am trying to understand my own value, then even being selfish is justified. But if you want to interpret selfishness in a worldly sense, as in you have become selfish, then friends, instead of calling it selfishness, if you see it as self value or self worth, you will understand. Love wants to help you move forward. Attachment, that is clinging, wants to keep you tied down. Have you ever noticed that if we, our children, or someone in our family wants to try something new, we start scaring them first, telling them, don't do what you're about to do, it will harm you. Friends, we've already drawn the line. By drawing that line, what could a person have contributed to life? We didn't even let them begin. Friends, let's take some more questions. So many people are interacting, which is a very good thing. Ram Maurya asks, is self love about loving the body or loving the soul? Friends, I believe that both things in some way or another have been interconnected by the divine. If you feel, for example, that you are experiencing some pain in your mind, if you have if you have intensely wished for something to happen and it doesn't, and you feel a lot of pain in your heart, a lot of suffering, a lot of distress, doesn't your body also feel that pain at that moment? When your mind is under stress, doesn't your body also experience that stress? Don't you suddenly feel exhausted? Don't you start to feel as if you're falling ill, as if your body's energy is drained? There was no fault of the body at all. The mind interpreted an event to mean that I am in pain. So, what fault did the body have? yet your body is still connected to it, isn't it? Whatever you reflect through your body, whatever comes into your body, will arise from the inner nature of your soul. If you are not happy inside, your body will never appear happy on the outside. No matter how much you pretend, your body is your shadow. This outer image is the reflection of your true self. If you want to see the reflection, it is very important for the original thing to be right. I see another very beautiful question here, which says that what exactly is the very first step towards truly loving ourselves? How can we begin to listen more closely to that quiet inner little voice which comes directly from God? My dear friends, the essential first step towards genuine self love, in my humble opinion, is the practice of deep self awareness. If you give yourself some time, the first thing you'll notice are all the things that you are currently doing or that are happening in your present situation. You give these things different names. Sometimes you call them social obligations, sometimes you attribute them to worldly systems, sometimes you say that it's about people's needs, the family's needs, that you didn't do this or didn't do that. In every situation, when you do something and you form the belief in your mind that it's very important to keep others happy, to speak and act according to others, friends, somewhere or the other, the boundaries we are confining ourselves within are also created by us. Awareness and acceptance that you are like this and that there are things you want to change. This is the very first requirement of self love. I see another question here. It says, but those people hurt you who you don't think badly of them, but still you end up fighting with them. Friends, as many people as there are who think that others can hurt you, this freedom, did you give it to them yourself? You gave them the freedom to say something to you and for that thing to upset you. If you don't give this much freedom to someone else, if you don't connect with someone else in this way, you may have every kind of relationship, every responsibility, and do every task with another person, but you must understand that your own happiness is your own responsibility. Friends, Bob Marley was a great reformer and also a musician. This is what he used to say, that you should be very conscious of how you behave in relationships. Be very aware of your behavior, your personality, and your conduct. Will you tell someone how they should be? People will behave with you according to your tolerance. When you put up with something from others, the extent or limit of your tolerance will decide how people treat you. If someone is treating you very badly and you keep tolerating it, keep enduring it, keep putting up with it, then you are telling that person, this is my level of tolerance. That means my existence, my self worth, my inner being is so low. Even if you insult me still, I have no objection. You will bring me down, trample over me. You will completely question my very inner being. Even then, I won't say anything, friends. When we tolerate everything people say and never respond, never even tell them in a civilized and proper way that the way you spoke, what you said, I do not accept it. You are telling people that I have no love for myself, no respect for myself. Don't do that. Always remember, if you cannot love yourself, you will become a very small person in the eyes of others. And when you have no respect for yourself, others will not respect you either. People can only hurt you when you have already brought yourself down and allowed yourself to be hurt. So, my only request to all of you is this: start looking at yourself with pride. And whenever someone says something negative to you about that pride, respond to them with great sensitivity and with a lot of love and humility. Draw a boundary and let them know that what they are saying is not appropriate for you. Tell them, I will not accept this. If you continue to speak this way, I will not interact with you in that manner. Another question, friends, when someone constantly puts you down, how can we still maintain self love? Self love, and on the other hand, someone else is putting you down. When balancing these two things, what is the first thing you should keep in mind? My question to you is, does self love come first, or do you first notice that people are putting you down? Which of these situations do you become aware of first? And friends, my experience is that if you have not recognized your own self worth, your own value, your own significance, or your own meaning, then your very existence, your true nature, who am I? You have laid it down on the ground, on the very floor. You yourself have lowered your standards, your own self image, a lot. When you have already lowered your self worth, you yourself are reflecting this to people that you can hurt me. You can cause me pain because I am already causing myself pain. I'm not taking care of my own matters. I'm not even ready to pay attention to myself. When my own existence doesn't matter to me, then whether you acknowledge my existence or not, it doesn't make any difference to me. So, friends, in these two questions, people try to put you down. And when it comes to self love, the first thing you can fix is, my belief is, start caring for and loving yourself first. When you love yourself, self love comes from first accepting yourself. When you accept yourself, that's when self esteem comes in. That is a sense of pride. Yes, I did this and I am proud of it. If I didn't do something or couldn't do it, it's my responsibility to fix it, to improve it, to make it better. If I stay happy for myself, then everyone connected to me will also be happy. Friends, just recently I came across a very touching, I witnessed an experience. A small child, about 3 or 4 years old, came with his mother. The mother had come to meet me, and she was very sad, very troubled, and she was crying. Tears streamed from her eyes as she cried, and her face became extremely poignant. It was a scene that was truly heartbreaking. The little child saw his mother, and he too began to cry. As he started crying, he began to wipe his mother's tears, and while wiping her tears, he slowly tried to turn his mother's face towards himself, as if wanting her to look at him and explain to him why she was so sad. I was sitting there. I saw the mother, of course, but I also observed the child. Friends, I ask you, all the brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, children, everyone who is watching live right now, isn't it your responsibility to take care of yourself for the sake of all your relationships? If a child, upon seeing you, sensing your emotions, and witnessing your sorrow, becomes sad themselves, so when you yourself are unhappy, when you are not even willing to pay attention to yourself in order to keep yourself well, then how will you serve anyone in this life? You won't be able to see your children happy, nor your parents, nor your husband or wife, nor your siblings, nor your friends. You can't make anyone happy if you are not first making an effort to take yourself in the right direction. And I see this in many brothers and sisters. There are many people who they want to teach others, but they don't want to learn themselves. First, learn yourself. You are not obliged to teach anyone anything. Is it really your responsibility to impart knowledge to others? First, you should acquire knowledge yourself. First, be willing to learn yourself. And friends, I say this about myself with a very ruthless honesty that whenever I meet with you all, or whenever I see the suffering of any brother or sister among you, or any mother, sister, or elderly person, whenever I meet with any brother or sister, I feel your pain and your suffering. And when I feel that pain, I realize that as human beings, as people, our only responsibility in this creation of God is to first express our gratitude for every gift, every little blessing that the Almighty has given us in this vast world. How much has God given us? He gave us our parents. We were not even worthy, yet our parents have cared for us our entire lives, and they are still here. We have husbands and wives who care for us. Children live with so much love. Brothers and sisters may live far away. They may be with us in sorrow or in happiness, yet they never leave our side. Friends, your school friends, so many people, all these people who have come into your life, can you, within yourself, for all of this, can you guarantee to yourself that you created all of this, that you earned all of this yourself? It's a gift. This is a gift from God to you. When you feel grateful for all these things in your life, when you are heartful, when your mindfulness increases, when you realize how much you have received, then you are able to love God. Friends, never live your life for the sake of your mind, intellect, or self interest, or just for show, because a life of appearances may look beautiful. In that life, you may keep everyone happy, hand out treats to everyone, but it is worthless. There is nothing in that life that is truly worthy of you. And in the Sant tradition, the very first thing you should give up after coming to the Guru is pretense, along with ostentation, along with it. Being cheerful, trying to please everyone, lying to everyone, constantly talking about useless things 24 hours a day. Friends, there is a very beautiful saying that I always keep with me: a friend of everyone is a friend of no one. A friend of everyone is a friend of no one. Someone who tries to be everyone's friend, who keeps handing out favors to everyone, who always wants to appear sweet to everyone, is not worthy of anyone. He will be of no use to anyone. It is best to completely distance yourself from such a person. Friends, I want all of you to start living your life with pride. Start living your life with patience. Start living your life with love and hospitality. Love everyone in life because you yourself are a good person, a good human being. Doing good is your life's duty. You do not believe in give and take. You won't always share love only with those who speak to you with a smile. You won't always speak kindly only to those who greet you or touch your feet. You will speak with love to every person. Despite no one caring about your feelings, you are a good person. If you are a good person, if you are a good human being, and you are satisfied with yourself, you won't even need to care about how others are. You will not care because your journey is different. Your path is unique. You are not attached to all those things in life that tie you to external things. Friends, I know it's been a long time. Gradually, through our discussions, we have come a long way. But I am happy that all of you are asking such wonderful questions. I will take one more question and will try to gently bring this live session to a close. Although, to bring it towards the end, on this topic, there are many things we can do, and within us, there should be the thought and effort about how we can move our lives forward. I will take one more question, friends, and then for next week's session, I will discuss the topic of the live session with you. If you want to ask more about this topic and understand self love, friends, there are many beautiful things that have been said about self love. I keep reading about it continuously, and when I meet all of you, I realize this as well. You all are still stuck in other things, in what people think, in people's perceptions, in the question of what will people say. It saddens me to see that someone as capable as you, even after coming to the Guru, is still caught up in this. Caught up in pretentiousness. I use the word pretentiousness because you yourself know that all those things you are doing will lead to nothing. Try to be truthful, be honest. If you are honest in your behavior and if you have to deal with someone, if you want to move forward, it is very important, absolutely essential for you. Gradually in your life, you must start connecting yourself first and foremost with your own principles. You won't find this easy, but this is the only way you will truly become someone who understands self worth. Friends, let's take one more question, and after that, we'll gradually bring today's live session to a close. B1 says, I don't have much desire to live. It feels like I can devote my whole life to spirituality. Friends, and B1, I paused at your brief question because if you do not have the desire to live, how can you serve spirituality? Spirituality itself. Spirituality is not death. Spirituality is not about dying. Friends, you shouldn't be thinking about what will happen after death. What will happen after death? Anyway, that is not in your control. You don't know where you will go after leaving this body or how you will go. So don't spend your life today worrying about those things. If you do not have the desire to live, how will you have the desire to feel that God within you? If you are not ready every day to fully embrace life or to accept this gift from God completely, so spirituality is not something you attain after death. If you want spirituality, if you want to be spiritual, if you want to study, the meaning of adhyatma is the study of the self, self study. Understand yourself, know yourself, what you are, why you're here, what is your purpose, and self knowledge, self worth, self education. These are things that and begin with the self, start from the soul. If you don't even have time to give to yourself, then you won't be able to move forward. So, friends, today's topic is very special. I want you to definitely think about this strange thing. If you only live for social appearances, what will people say? You have to do this, you have to do that, and keep living your life like this, then you will never be able to get close to spirituality or the spiritual path. To get closer, it is very important for you to understand yourself. It is very necessary for you to accept yourself completely with total acceptance, friends. You all have asked very beautiful questions, although I want us to keep discussing these questions continuously. All of us who are here today, I want all of you to try to incorporate these things a little into your lives. One last question that Surendra Bhai asks: what is the importance of self love in our lives? Is this something we all should practice? The most important significance of self love that I can tell you is this: if you are living your life with anyone in this world, it will only be good if you love yourself. If you do not love yourself, then whatever connections you form with the world, they will all be transactional. You will treat people in a way that is self serving, meaning you will always be thinking about how to turn things to your own advantage. This will always be on your mind. You will think, let me say this, but not tell the truth, because if they feel bad, my relationship will be ruined, so I should lie to them. You will go ahead and lie, and you will feel like you did the right thing. You will mislead others and walk away because you are afraid, and you will leave people directionless. You will lead them down the wrong path, thinking that what you did was right. Self love teaches you that when you are right, you start worrying that people might feel bad or get hurt. You think people are so fragile that your words will sting them. For this reason, you will change your way of speaking, understanding, and sharing knowledge. Self love, or loving yourself, prepares you to protect yourself from this. So, friends, if you want to move forward in life and achieve great success, if you want to gain the full benefit of connecting with a guru in life, then there is only one way to do that. You need to understand how do you prepare to move forward in your life while avoiding things like trying to please others, showing off, or being pretentious. Friends, slowly the time has come for us to say goodbye to each other. I know that all of you have contributed beautifully to today's live session. Thank you very, very much for that. Many thanks and best wishes to all of you for joining today's live session. You have given so much time for your own self growth. You have dedicated time to make yourself better. I know that these conversations we have, these discussions through our lives with each other, are very, very important to me in my life. At one point, they have been very beneficial. When I was in distress, and look, never assume that the person who is giving you something has never gone through the same situation you have experienced. But when I go through your situations myself, then I understand the guru and the teachings given by the guru in our lives. There are some things for self reflection, some things that he has drawn from his own life experiences and given to you to connect you with spirituality, to connect you with your own beautiful inner self. How to do that? How can you adopt this in your life? So, friends, thank you very much for joining this live session today. I wish you do well. I wish you go full throttle in your life, move strongly with full force and at full speed towards your goals. No show off, no pretension, no lies. Don't get caught up in appearances with anyone. People do not benefit you if you think that being sweet with everyone will help you. Your work will keep getting done. I have very serious doubts about that idea. I am not at all convinced that simply by being kind and sweet to people, your work will always get done. If you don't realize this, just take a long, hard look at your own experiences, every single person with whom you have ever interacted. Because of pressure, because of nervousness, thinking that if I tell the truth to this person, I might suffer a loss. Just think about it. How much have you actually gained from interacting with anyone by lying, pretending, or lowering your character and self worth? I believe there are three or four disadvantages. The first disadvantage is that you are then forced to keep dealing with that person. Every time that person comes, every time you will have to deal with them. You know that lying doesn't make you happy, but still you have to deal with that person. Second, every time you will have to hide your truth and speak your lie. Third, you always think you will benefit from it, but you have never actually benefited so far. If it hasn't happened until now, how will it happen in the future? You are even missing the right people, those good people who could actually benefit you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or even in your work or business. They will stay away from you because they see you dealing only with such people. They will think this person only likes to be around pretentious people, or this person only prefers to sit with those who lie and tell half truths. The good people you need in your life, the ones who can help you move forward, will not come to you. Friends, what I will say to you is this: If you pursue selfishness in your life, if you chase after self interest, your own value, your own worth, then to truly understand your own worth, it is essential that you give yourself time. Once you understand your own worth, who you are, why you were born, what your existence means, you'll realize that you weren't just born to simply exist between birth and death, to be born, do the same things every day, and then one day die. If that's what you think the meaning of your life is, then think again. God has given everyone something, hasn't He? Such a beautiful life. Ask your mother what your worth is. Ask your wife, your husband, your children what your worth is. Start taking your own worth seriously. Recognize your own value and meaning. And once you realize this, you won't sit with the wrong people. You won't get caught up in lies, pretenses, or hypocrisy with those people. You won't get entangled in false appearances or deceitful talk. You will speak the truth openly and honestly, and whatever God has destined for you. After all, we all are people living in Krishna's land, in Krishna's life, and Krishna says that your actions are already determined. If everything about you is already decided, then why are you still living in fear? Are you still going to live in fear? So, if you still live in fear and still, if you keep getting entangled in lies and truths, then neither will we ever become great, nor will India ever become great, nor will our dream of connecting with God ever be fulfilled. So, friends, believe in all our masters, Krishna, Ram, the gurus. They all have said that almost everything about you has already been decided by God, by the divine. Are you still going to live in fear? Don't be afraid. Don't lie or pretend in front of people. Don't show a false face to others. Recognize your own worth. Self love is the only form of love you need in this life. This is the only kind of love you truly need, which will connect you to God, to divinity, and to every beauty in this world. Thank you very much, friends, for listening to me today. I hope you all took the time for this. May you all get the opportunity to reflect on these things. Think about it, contemplate. Do reflect, but engage in critical thinking because spirituality only wants one thing from you. Spirituality does not want you to just follow blindly. I do not want you to follow me. I do not want you to simply accept what I say. I do not want you to accept me or anyone else as your guru. Guruji says this, that you reflect on it. The Lord has given you the right guidance. Contemplate what it means for you, how it can be beneficial for you. Take it as your gift. Now, how will you multiply it? How will you expand it in your life? Use it. You have 24 hours. You have 24 hours each day, and every day you are given a target. Gradually, keep moving yourself in the right direction. So, thank you, friends, for joining today. I am very happy you gave your time, and we will meet again soon. Our next conversation will also be about love, and if you want to explore it in more depth, understand love and attachment deeply. Do not mistake attachment for love, and do not mistake love for attachment. If you want to understand how to truly love, if you want to know how to become a good person, for that, stay connected and wait for the next session. Soon, we will cover that session, and its topic will be shared with you in the upcoming stories. Friends, if you want to follow us on any platform or if you want to stay updated with our thoughts and discussions, there is a QR code on your screen. You can scan it or share it with others to connect them as well. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, our website, and all our social work are carried out through Rajni Care Foundation. We strive to move forward in major service activities. And for that, if you can join us, contribute, donate, or support good work in any way, all these facilities and information will be available to you through this barcode. So if you wish to connect with us, you can easily take a clear photo of this barcode, share it widely with your friends, share it with many others in your community, connect with it yourself personally, and truly support us in our noble mission of humanity. Friends, that is absolutely all for today's session. I sincerely hope you liked today's live broadcast. If if you are benefiting in any significant way from our dedicated efforts or from our various attempts to help, please do take a moment to express your heartfelt gratitude through social media platforms or any personal account you use regularly. Because there are many people among us, it's the age of social media, it's a social life, and there are people who only wait for your appreciation on social media or to know how you felt. They are just waiting for these things. When you share your experience, what you experienced in today's life, whether it's on Instagram, in the YouTube comments section, or anywhere else, if you share whatever you went through today, it helps a lot of people. There are many people like that who, in the true sense, can only come inside through external things. Sometimes it's only by seeing external validation or how you felt externally that people are able to connect in the right direction. So, if you want to connect with someone or express your gratitude, your connection, or share your thoughts, you can definitely do so in the comments section. Thank you very much, friends. That's all for today. We'll meet again soon. I hope that through today's live session, all of you get many opportunities to move forward. Thank you. Good night. We'll meet again soon. Please share and comment on all these.